Coming up on Cardinals Insider, catch up with rookie sensation Masyn Winn.
Coming into this year, that was kind of my biggest thing, was I wanted to turn some heads about my offense.
Plus, Willie McGee and I sit down with Winn and Walker to talk about what it means to follow in the footsteps of legendary black Cardinals.
Kind of the guys that paved the way before us have made it, I don't want to say easy, but a lot easier for us, and they had it for sure.
And later, they say he might be the fastest player in baseball history.
But oh, you say cool Papa, and everybody knows, if you're a baseball fan, who you're talking about.
Learn about Cool Papa Bell on a brand new Cardinals Insider. Welcome to Cardinals Insider. I'm Ozzie Smith. Masyn Winn is a strong contender for Rookie of the Year in the National League. The smooth fielding shortstop is also displaying some pop during his rookie campaign. And for those reasons, he's the subject of this week's Player Profile.
Really, I think it's just being myself. I feel like last year I came up here and I was trying to be somebody I wasn't. I wasn't having as much fun as I'm having this year, and I just really wasn't being myself. This year I feel like great. I'm just going out there being myself, and if you like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. I stepped on the field at Minute Maid, and I've been there a few times for sure. Growing up, so being there and taking it all in was pretty incredible to me.
And that ball cracked by Masyn Winn. That's headed for the Crawford boxes. A line drive homer.
How awesome is that? To hit a home run in the ballpark that you grew up around.
Even before I hit the homer, I was looking up in the Crawford boxes. I was imagining Tiles Hill while it was still there. It was fantastic, man. I had a lot of friends and family there. My grandparents were there. I don't think they've ever seen me play, so super special, super important to me, and to be able to be on that field was pretty incredible.
Line into right center field. That's going to roll for a while. It's a triple for Masyn Winn with one out.
I feel like I've always been a pretty underrated hitter. Obviously I struggled last year, so those glove first comments definitely made sense. But I've always known I was a good hitter. Even growing up, I was for the most part pitcher first rather than just glove. But I feel like I've always been pretty good up there at the plate, and coming into this year, that was kind of my biggest thing, was I wanted to turn some heads about my offense. I think the two guys that have probably helped me the most on the team, aside from our hitting coaches, would probably be Arenado and Wilson Contreras. I think those guys, just talking hitting with those guys is pretty great. Just kind of how they think about hitting and how they go about it helped me a lot. Just as far as, staying back on my back hip, staying back, not rushing at the pitch.
This one is hooked up the middle. Winn dives, gloves, grabs, fires, and got him. What a play!
I think it was 12U USA. I think we had two guys. There was a guy that had hit 81 and I had hit 80, and at 12U that was pretty much the hardest anybody was throwing. So I think that was probably when I first realized I had a pretty good arm. I only use it when I have to, but if it's especially those double play balls, if I know I gotta let it go, I definitely, I feel like I'm pitching again, just really, long arm action, but just really letting it eat. I always got it in the back pocket and unleashing the rocket.
Straight ahead on Cardinals Insider, a roundtable on the past and future of black All-Stars to wear the Cardinals uniform.
I think playing at Rickwood for me is going to be pretty special.
This past week, the Cardinals traveled to historic Rickwood Field. The whole event was a celebration of the Negro Leagues and black athletes' role in shaping the game. And during spring training, I sat down with Willie McGee, Masyn Winn, and Jordan Walker to discuss the topic. Later this year in June, you guys are going to get a chance to play at Rickwood, which is the oldest stadium in the United States, built in 1910, the Birmingham Black Barons. From a history standpoint, what does that mean to you? Having the opportunity to play in a stadium where Cool Papa Bell and Satchel Paige, Josh Gibson, all of the greats have played.
Obviously, you got to mention Jackie. He played there as well. Willie Mays. So, and yeah, those are, in the black community, those are always players you look up to, man. Ever since a young age, my father and my mom talked to me about that, taught me about them. I remember reading books about them in school.
Masyn, your stepdad coached a Legends team, and So talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I mean, growing up for us, you know, my stepdad being a black baseball player, always looked up to all the black baseball players as well. So he created a team called the Negro League Legends. Every tournament we would have a different name on our back, whether it be Satchel Paige, Cool Papa Bell. You know, each week we'd have to switch up. So if I was wearing Satchel Paige this week, I might be wearing Hank Aaron the next week, or you know, Cool Papa Bell the next week after that, and we'd have to do a little report. So Saturday we'd play our normal tournament games. Come back Sunday, we'd have to have a report on whoever we were wearing that week. So that was always big for me, and I think playing at Rickwood for me is going to be pretty special. I'm sure my stepdad will be there. It'll be an honor for him as well. But yeah, I mean, it's just super exciting. You know, always grown up, you know, looking up to players like you, like Willie Mays. You know, it's going to be a true honor to be there this year for sure.
Will, now, he said Willie, and he went Willie Mays, but you actually had a chance to play. You played in the Southern League for the Yankees in a couple of years, so you played at Rickwood.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that, but you know, when you address Willie Mays around us, just say the great one.
Okay.
Because when you say Willie,
y'all both great.
but man, I mean, it's strange to know that you were able to put your feet down on a field of some of the greatest players in the world. Back then, honestly, 80 and 81, I think it was, I didn't realize all that, you know, and I imagine some of the other fields around the Southern League, you know, the Barnstormers and this and that probably played in, you know, and all that. But back then it was the Birmingham Barons, and yeah, it was wow, just to know that it's big.
Mm-hmm. For all of us, had it not been for those guys, and I say that for that generation, the generation that came after Jackie certainly didn't have anywhere close to the things to deal with that Jackie had to deal with, and the same thing for us. You know, the guys that came for us, they paved the way and gave us the opportunity, and certainly, hopefully, our generation is making it a little bit easier for you guys.
100%. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on, especially with the Players Alliance and, you know, the Breakthrough Series, which we both participated in. But, I mean, like you said, just kind of the guys that paved the way before us have made it, I don't want to say easy, but a lot easier for us, and they had it for sure. So, I mean, you know, we're so thankful for guys like Jackie, guys like Willie, guys like yourselves. I mean, it's truly a blessing to have, you know, black players to look up to and, you know, want to follow in the footsteps of y'all, and just really make, you know, I don't want to say our ancestors, but really make our ancestors proud, you know.
And coming up, his speed was legendary, and his legend is still intact today. We're talking about Cool Papa Bell after the break.
The fastest man to ever play this game, they clocked him in an astounding 12 seconds, circling the bases from home to home.
St. Louis' most famous Negro League team was the St. Louis Stars, and perhaps their most famous player was James Cool Papa Bell. Here's more on the St. Louis product turned Stars ball player.
He is widely considered the fastest man ever to play professional baseball, and there's a reason that Cool Papa Bell is interwoven throughout the history of baseball in the Gateway City.
The name that resonates with so many baseball fans. That doesn't always resonate when I say James Thomas Bell. People say, who? But oh, you say Cool Papa, and everybody knows, if you're a baseball fan, who you're talking about. James Thomas Cool Papa Bell lived and died in St. Louis. He is still believed to be the fastest man to ever play this game. They clocked him in an astounding 12 seconds, circling the bases from home to home. His good friend Satchel Paige would say of Cool that he was so fast he could walk in a room, turn off the lights, get in bed, pull up the covers before the room went dark. But as I oftentimes tell my guests, you don't have to fictionalize the speed of Cool Papa Bell. Cool Papa Bell once stole 175 bases in a less than 200 game season. He twice, honest to God's truth, twice scored from first base on a bunt in exhibition games against Major League All-Stars. See, plays like the bunt and run, hit and run, essentially created and perfected in the Negro Leagues, later picked up by Major League Baseball. And of course, Cool Papa comes to the St. Louis Stars, he's 19 years old. And he's a pitcher when he comes to the Stars. And the story has it that he's in a tight situation facing the legendary Oscar Charleston, who's in center field, who coincidentally had one of the greatest seasons in baseball history while a member of the St. Louis Stars. In 1921, Oscar Charleston led the Negro Leagues in home runs, triples, doubles, stolen bases, and batting average in the same season. Well, Cool is facing Charleston in a tight, jam, bases-loaded situation, and young Cool Papa Bell gets him out. And the Stars manager says, "Oh man, that's one Cool Papa." And the name stuck. As fate would have it, he hurt his arm, which might have been the best thing that ever happened, because now he moves away from pitching and he goes to the outfield, where that blazing speed ran down everything that was hit out there, and he learned to switch hit, and so now he moves over to the left side, and as the players in the Negro League say, if he bunted it and it bounced twice, put it in your pocket. You had no chance to get him.
Ray Lankford is the all-time leader in home runs at Busch II, and in 2018, he entered the Cardinals Hall of Fame. Let's continue our year-long celebration of the Hall's 10-year anniversary by looking back on Ray's speech.
Man, I can't believe I'm finally standing here. This is truly, truly, truly a dream come true. Tell you what, it hasn't been easy getting to this stage. It's been a journey with a lot of sacrifices from a lot of people. This weekend, I've had the opportunity to spend time and talk to some of the Cardinal greats. And it reminded me just how lucky I am. I was drafted by the Cardinals, played in the minor leagues with the Cardinals, and basically spent my whole career as a Cardinal. I understand just how lucky I am to wear that Cardinal hat, to wear that Cardinal jersey every day and play in front of the best fans in the world. Man, I tell you what, I would give anything to sprint out on that field with Willie McGee, Vince Coleman, and Ozzie Smith just one more time. Baseball in 162 games could be a grind, but this organization and its dedication to its players was and will always be the best. I wanted to play baseball ever since I was 7 years old. And my message today to the young people is, you could be anything you want to be. If you believe in yourself and work hard, anything is possible. It doesn't matter if you're 6'8" or 5'10" like myself, you can do it. Today, I proudly wear my new uniform, this red jacket. I will wear it with pride, just as I did my Cardinal jersey when I played. I am a St. Louis Cardinal for life. Wow, wow. Can I say that one more time? I am a St. Louis Cardinal for life.
It's time for this week's trivia question. What country was Brendan Donovan born in? Was it Australia, the United States, the United Kingdom, or Germany? The answer when we return. Before the break, we asked where Brendan Donovan was born. Here's the answer.
It's time for this week's trivia question, brought to you by the Palm Beaches, Florida's most stylish vacation destination. This week, we asked, what country was Brendan Donovan born in? The answer is Germany.
Swing, high fly ball toward right. To the wall! That ball is gone!
Brendan Donovan was born in Germany because his dad was a colonel and an Army aviator stationed overseas. Brendan was raised in Virginia and lived in 3 different parts of Alabama during his childhood.
A diving catch. Donnie got there.
He joined the Cardinals organization in 2018 and made his Major League debut on April 25, 2022.
Donovan, base hit. Brendan Donovan has his first ever Major League hit.
Donovan is described as a super utility player. He has played almost every position on the diamond besides pitcher and catcher. Because of that, Donovan owns 5 different gloves. He brings at least 3 to every game, including an infield glove, a first baseman's mitt, and an outfield glove.
The proverbial Little League homer puts the Cardinals in front.
From his versatility to his ability to get on base, Donnie is a great asset and teammate in the Cardinals organization. For Cardinals Insider, I'm Emily Stevens.
The Slinger is a St. Louis favorite. At local diners, it's a burger covered with chili, hash browns, and eggs. See how Busch Stadium is putting a baseball twist on this classic Midwest dish.
Slinger Dog is one of our newest and greatest creations here at Busch Stadium. So this year we decided, what can we do to elevate the top dog stand here at 132? So we decided, what is more St. Louis than the Slinger Dog? We have a Slinger that's a great late night food here in St. Louis. We decided to put a Busch Stadium swing on it by taking hash browns. We put a 1/3 of a pound of hot dog on top of the hash browns, top that with not chili meat, and then fresh fried eggs on top. Best thing ever. You can also customize it here with nacho cheese. You can customize it with onions. We got a whole topping ball for you. It is the best thing ever. It feeds everyone.
Just looked crazy. Thought it'd be awesome. Well, we looked over there and saw the eggs, and we're like, how could you go wrong with putting an egg on a hot dog?
Everybody come down to the ballpark, get yourself a Slinger Dog, for sure.
When we return, I'm answering one of your questions. It's Ask Ozzy, and it's up next.
It's time for this week's Ask Ozzy. Tim in St. Louis asks, what was it like interacting with Stan Musial? Well, as you can imagine, there was only one Stan. He was a great conversationalist, loved talking baseball, and a funny guy. It was always a great mood when Stan came around because one of the first things he would say is, hey, and you know, he'd get it in his famous stance and stuff, and anytime he was around the ballpark, he was always in a great mood, and it was always fun sitting down and talking baseball with Stan the man. Well, I think Stan exemplified what Cardinal baseball was all about, you know, the consistency, the professionalism, the way he carried himself. You know, I think was a perfect example for anybody who's ever worn the birds on the bat, and certainly coming over to the Cardinals, you could not think about Cardinal baseball without thinking about Stan the man. Well, you know, it was always funny watching those two guys because they get off to themselves sometimes, and they just be in the corner cracking up by themselves. So that was always fun to watch their relationship, because I'm sure it was a pretty special one, and they got a chance to talk about the special times that they had together. Thanks for the question, Tim. If you want to submit a question, head on over to cardinals.com/insider and click the Ask Ozzy tab. But for now, don't go anywhere. There's more Cardinals Insider after the break. Baseball is America's game, and dogs are a man's best friend. We brought the two together with this week's Ask a Cardinal.
One of the hairier ones, I don't know, one of the big, like a golden doodle, just curly hair everywhere, that'd probably be me.
Probably something kind of quick, like a greyhound, but like a small, what are the small greyhounds called? Italian greyhound? Some kind of greyhound maybe.
I gotta go with My dog, a golden doodle. It's the best.
Golden doodle, because I have one of those. It's just the best thing I ever had.
A German Shepherd, just because we love those dogs. Our family loves those dogs, and our dog right now, she's a mutt, but she has a lot of German Shepherd in her.
Boxer, just always had them growing up, and I like the energy they bring.
I've always had German wire hairs. They're a hunting dog, like for pheasants or ducks. So I guess I got to go with one of those since I've always had one.
Golden Retriever, because I got one this offseason.
What's its name?
Homer.
Probably a lab. We have an Alaskan Malamute, but those dogs are tough workers. I mean, I'm a worker, but I don't know that they're built to work.
I think either a golden retriever or a yellow lab. I always had yellow labs growing up. Some people say I got like the mind of a dog, so maybe probably a golden retriever or a yellow lab.
So I actually have 2 Australian Shepherds, and one of them's a full working breed, and I tend to relate to him a lot because I need a ton of stimulation to feel tired at night.
Cane Corso, man. I'm a dog. You know, that's just the biggest, baddest one you can get. So, or a Dalmatian. I'm black and white, so that would work pretty easy.
That's it for this episode. You can always catch us online at cardinals.com/insider or watch full episodes on YouTube. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you right back here next week.